Hi, I'm Devin here.
Nope, 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 nope. Hi, I'm Devin Hill.
And this is Project PLO.
Alright guys, this is a 75-day PLO roadmap. I stole this from another creator, but I did make some changes of my own to it to apply to us and our situation better. So the few things we're going to go over here on it. The first thing is study 30 minutes of poker per day, whether that's PLO Mastermind, what's the other one? Run It Once, or other software, watching videos like this. We're going to be playing 4 hours a day. The reason we're playing 4 hours today is strictly because of the coin poker leaderboards. We want to compete for those free money. So we'll be playing 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Philippine time. Working out for 15 to 30 minutes a day. Depends on which one you want to look at. Up and down 30, whether it's walking or whatever. Something right in the poker journal every day. I just use Notepad plus, which I used to use for software development. Works well. Fabricate lays out well. I think it looks better than a regular Notepad. Or you can physically take and write down and every day. Just write down things that you studied, trouble spots that you need to work on, and things like that. So you can look back on it on the next day, and it helps you remember stuff and helps you retain information. If you fail any of these items on any day, you fail the challenge. Now, we're going to do this for 75 days, and because of the volume we're putting in, there are some caveats and allowed changes, but those will be coming up here in a few seconds. So the allowed changes, I think those are important because the original guy who came up with this had you studying 30 minutes a day, playing 60 minutes a day or something like that. And it was a lot less volume. They put in playing 4 hours a day and studying 30 minutes a day and making content and editing, all that kind of stuff. I think we need to have these added adjustments. So one of the added adjustments, the big ones, we're allowed one partial day off, which means we can skip playing one day a week and also skip working out one day a week. But we still have to study and write in our journal and do other things. I think it's important to take a day off just to avoid the mental fatigue from playing every day. And then also taking a day off from working out every day. Obviously, you need to take a day off so your body can recover. But anything you do, you want to have goals. We always had goals in the military. I play national paintball, and things like that. We've always had goals. So our first goal is going to be to clear our $700 coin poker bonus that we have. That's free money sitting there. We need to clear it. We need to get the rank in. And it'll be pretty easy to do as long as you're playing our 4 hours a day, completing everything else we need to do. Beat PLO 10, 25, and 50. Those are going to be what we're capped at limit-wise when we start. But obviously, at the same time, we have to find games. So there's some caveats down the road for that to make some slight changes to it. Also, I enjoy playing heads up. We're doing good at heads up, but no heads up tables until a bankroll hits 1K plus. Basically, we have to double our bankroll plus PLO 50 heads up on legitimate heads up tables. Also, no other forms of gambling outside of poker. So that's just something we threw in there. So it's kind of goals and also restrictions for ourselves to help the challenge be more successful and help us do better. With that being said, we also have goals, but along with goals, we have to have penalties. So if we miss a goal or we miss a restriction, we need to have a way to punish ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. So the first one we have is miss a day. So if there's a day that we don't write in our journal, we take 2 days off from playing, 2 days off from working out, something like that. Then we do a $10 giveaway in Discord. No questions asked. We just draw names, send somebody $10. Any form of gambling outside of poker, $50 giveaway in Discord. It's a big one that I want to stick to, so it has a big penalty. And I think it will be good. That one I'm going to have to hold myself a little bit accountable to. But you guys can do it as well. If you come on and say, hey, why is your bankroll $200 less than it was last time. Show us your HUD, show us your tracker, and if I'm not didn't have a $200 losing session in there, then you guys can also tell. Playing heads-up tables before a 1K bankroll is important, even though we do well at heads-up. Doing it with 5 buy-ins, it would be suicide, because the slowest heads-up you can play for legit heads-up tables is PLO 50. So doing it with 10 buy-ins would be suicide. 20 is not great, but it's better, just because the games are soft and we have an edge heads-up. And playing above PLO 50 before a 2K bankroll is also a $50 giveaway in Discord, as well as playing heads-up tables before 1K. But with the caveat on that, we have to find good games during our time zone. We're picking a very good time zone that will allow us to compete on the leaderboards, even playing smaller stakes. But there's always going to be games running. So a lot of times during that time zone that we find PLO 100 games running that might have 2 fish and a whale, 1 or 2 regs and an unknown type of situation, or 3 fish or 4 fish. If we find a situation like that and there's no other option for games for us to play, it's okay for us, and we will allow ourselves to go play those games, because we need to get volume in and we need to play to be competitive on the leaderboard, and also to clear our bonus. Because obviously, if we're not playing, we're not clearing our bonus, we're not accomplishing anything. So that's one of the caveats that we're going to allow ourselves. Also, the playing heads up, that's purely playing heads up tables. If I sit down at PLO 25 and one guy sitting on a 7 max table on coin on a PLO 25 table, we're allowed to go play that guy heads up, because he's not a heads up player, most likely, and it's within our bankroll. So we're allowed to sit down at PLO 25 and play PLO 25 heads up, PLO 10 heads up. The rate's going to be atrocious, and hopefully we don't have to do a bunch of that. But if we do, that's just what we have to deal with. And at least we get raked back on the site, and we'll still be clearing our bonus and getting leaderboard points. So that's what you guys are going to see for the next 75 or so days. So there's a good chance we fail this. We haven't really started yet. Right now, I'm sick, baby's sick, wife's sick. So we haven't really started the process yet. We haven't started doing it yet. And it's a good time to get sick, I guess, because it was right before we started doing this whole series and doing the 75 days. So it's a good time to get sick, hopefully knock that out and get that out of our system. But there's a good chance that I fail this, either because of doctor's appointments for the babies, visa, extension, stuff like that. There's going to be days where it's going to be hard to get in enough study time and play time and editing and all that stuff. Now, I am allowed that 1 day off a week, so a lot of those days off will go to appointments and stuff that I have to do. But there's still a decent chance that, just because of obligations outside of poker from regular life, that there's a decent chance that we end up failing this challenge just because of that. If we fail it, will we start over? I'm not sure. We'll see how far we're in. If we're a weekend, sure, not a problem. We start over from day 1. If we're 63 days in, I'm not going to start over. We're going, at that point, we will have accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and we'll call it good from there. But that's it for this episode. See you guys in a couple of days. This is a re-upload, because I was using the wrong microphone. This should be much better, much easier to understand, much louder. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, and we will see you in the next episode when we're actually into this.